My cutie finds today. He's so heavy. Sorry. But that's just Jonathan. Found the most perfect shell. Awesome coffee entrance. Look how beautiful. Jonathan and I are hanging out. I'm currently eating my acai bowl and editing my YouTube video to upload in a few minutes. This place is so awesome. We will be back here. Came to the beach for a beach sunset. So this morning, Jonathan and I went to church. We went to a new one. It's actually connected to the church we went to last Sunday, but it's closer to us. Then after that, we went to a really cool place to hang out, and I worked on some stuff on my laptop. And then I really did not feel good after that, so we got back home and I just laid down for a while, and I ended up throwing up, which is kind of weird. I haven't done that in a while. And then I took a long nap because I just have not been feeling good today. And now we're at the beach for sunset. My cutie finds today. Look at these pretty shells. Sadly, we're leaving early because we're hungry for dinner. So we're going to miss the sunset tonight, but that's okay because Jonathan reminded me we live here now. So there'll be plenty of other sunsets. So Jonathan's taking a nap right now. And I'm just kind of going through different YouTube videos and websites and looking to see what last minute baby essentials we need to get that I think that will actually use most of the stuff that we need for a newborn. You don't really need much for a newborn. They just want mommy and daddy. Whole rainbow? Have you ever seen that? I don't think I've ever seen the whole rainbow. That's so... We came here for a little sunset walk. It's a bit rainy, which is crazy because since we've been here, it has not rained once, but now it's got a little bit of sprinkling going on. Oh yes, there's a path we can walk. Another place to walk puppies. Lately, it seems as if he has like doubled his weight. It feels so heavy, and every step is like not pressure, but it just feels like he's so heavy. All the cutesy sailboats. The bump is definitely bumping. Look at her. I haven't updated you guys in a while. Today we went to Once Upon a Child, which is a resale shop for babies and kids, and picked out some adorable newborn outfits. And then we sat at a coffee shop for a little bit. Jonathan applied for jobs. I sent emails and DMs to brands. And then now we're going for $5 Movie Tuesday to see World of the Apes? Kingdom of the Apes. First time we saw it was when we went to the drive-in and we accidentally fell asleep in the back of my mom's truck and woke up at like 4 or 5 a.m. the next day alone at the drive-ins, and that was quite the experience. But that was my first time watching it, and since then I've seen all of them, right?
Yeah, you've seen them.
Yeah, and I love them.
Would you like to join them?
What are we rated as?
An 8.5 or a 9, what's actually an 8.5 probably.
I think an 8 because the first hour I did not really like it. I did not think it was that good.
It was supposed to be dramatic and slow.
It was surprisingly slow. That's why I'm surprised that you really liked it, because it was really slow and usually don't like that. But then at the end, it got really good. But I was hoping that they would... I don't want to spoil it. I decided to come to Sunset alone, and I might swim, I might just sit here and watch the sunset. It's about 7 o'clock, so hopefully I can hang out here for like 2-ish hours. I wish I brought sunglasses, it's really sunny. It's pretty windy out, so I don't know if I'll swim, because I really like it when the waves are really calm and I can swim and see right through the water. And when it's really windy, you can't see through the water. But I'm really happy because I found this new beach, and it's very new. There's really not a lot of people here, which is nice, and I bet the people who are here are probably going to leave before sunset, because weirdly, people seem to be ideal. It's a very small studio, and that would just really not be ideal to give birth in it. I don't really like it that much. And with the day after tomorrow, we move. Thank goodness. I'm like, okay, at this point, I really don't think I'm going to give birth in this one. Hopefully not, because my midwife said that they like patients to stay in the hospital at least 36 hours, preferably 48, which is really upsetting, because where I did my nursing clinicals, you just had to stay for 24 hours. So I'm like, I do not want to stay 48 hours after giving birth, but whatever, it is what it is. But anyway, so I think I've just been anxious about that, and then we move to our new place day tomorrow, Thursday, but we're in the in-law suite, which is pretty nice. It's bigger than what we're in now. It actually has like a separate room for a kitchen and a separate walk-in closet and everything, but we don't move into the house, like the main part of the house that's much bigger in an actual house, until June 30th. So it's very likely that we'll be bringing the baby home while we're in the in-law suite, which isn't super ideal because there's not as much space, but like it'll be fine if we do. It's really okay. I would really like to wait until we're in the actual house. I do wonder if the reason I'm so anxious is because nesting is a phenomenon that women feel in the weeks before giving birth, where they get like splurge of energy and they just want to like organize everything and set everything up for the baby. And I can't nest because I don't have a place to nest. Like, I can't set up here. But as soon as we move on Thursday, Jonathan and I were just saying how we're going to set everything up, because I mean, it's very likely that we are going to be bringing him home and when we're in the in-law suite. And I do feel really guilty that we don't have a place set up for him, like, you know, a nursery and a traditional nursery for him. I do feel really guilty about that, but I do honestly think that we're going to be better parents being here in an environment where we're happier. And so although it's not ideal to move across the country from everyone we know at 34, I think it's 34 I was pregnant, or 33, I don't know. I think it is going to be good, and I will feel a lot better on Thursday when we're out of this little Airbnb studio. But I do think that's been why I'm so anxious. So I just came here, I just wanted to watch the sunset, maybe swim. I think that I've just been so out of my element, and usually I'm okay with, I don't know, sometimes I'm okay, sometimes I'm not, with like being uncomfortable. And it's good for you to be uncomfortable, but I do miss like having a home, having my own space, my routines, and like in this place, you know, there's no routines. Airbnb, it's not like I can't like make a morning coffee or a morning breakfast. It's a very tiny kitchen with like no utensils, and we sold most of our stuff, so we don't have like our pots and pans and plates and all that. The important stuff we kept and stored at my parents' house, but it just, I mean, we're living out of suitcases. When we get to the in-law suite, I think we're actually going to unpack all of our belongings instead of living out of suitcases, because it's hard to rummage through suitcases every time you want clothes. So I feel myself like almost like I'm in fight or flight, almost like, not like hyperventilating, but I feel like I'm just not getting oxygen. I'm just anxious, and I just need to slow down and sit here and watch the sunset. I also feel like one of the reasons I might have been anxious lately is because I've had so many things on my to-do list, and I've been chipping away at them every day, but I feel like there's just more and more and more things keep coming up, lots of emails and phone calls and one thing after another. I'm finally getting to a place where I'm getting close, but now that I have another thing, I mean, I feel like we have a lot of stressors. I think the house, or like our living situation, has just been kind of a big one, like fear of the unknown, not knowing when I'm going to give birth. I can give birth anytime, but there's just a lot of things that need to happen and work out, and I'm trying to trust God, because up until this point, everything has worked out. Like, so many things I've been afraid of, like not graduating, has happened. I've graduated, like everything's gone well, so I'm trying to remember that and trust God. It's scary, you know, fear of the unknown, but I'm going to journal for a while and hopefully feel better. And now I'm thinking I could maybe take my nursing boards in Florida. I was under the impression I had to test in Illinois, but we're kind of told that, so I don't understand where the discrepancy was there. But apparently I can test in Florida, so now I'm like, okay, if I get right on this, I might be able to test before he gets here. And although I'm not going to work a job right away, our midwife was telling us about a friend she has who is an RN, and she, a couple others, cute, and she works for an insurance company at home, just like reading through claims and stuff, and like basically just like double checking it. And I'm like, I can do that. Like, and then today I looked up jobs just to see what kind of remote nursing jobs there are, and the just like review the records and make sure everything's legit, I'm like, I can do that, and it was really good pay. So, and that's part-time. So I'm like, I might want to do that in a few months if it can be part-time and remote. So for some extra money. So I do want to get on getting my license, and hopefully I don't give birth before, because I know that like when you have a testing date, you're usually like committed to that date. But surely they would understand if I gave birth. I don't know if you'll be able to see from here, but there's a guy right there that's like, oh, you see them? You see him like over there to the left? There's dolphins. I think they're dolphins. There's a bunch of them. Okay, there looks like there's 3 right there, and then I also see more. Oops, camera wasn't on it. I wonder if that guy sees them. Surely he does. They've just been hanging out over there, kind of going back and forth. I don't know if you can see them in the camera, but there they are. It's really choppy out there, else I would be swimming. It's so cool. I wish they would come out more. I want to see them jump. I want to get a good view of them. You can just barely see their fins popping out. I feel like nobody else is noticing them. There's definitely a bunch. 1, 2, 3. There's at least 4. Finally starting a book very much needed. I've never read on an iPad before. I really like paper books, but I really think I need a book. I'll be good for the soul. It's called Fake It to Make It. It was the best I could find. So we'll see. Puppy stroller. Taking up the whole back seat. When he comes, we'll probably clear out the trunk and keep his stroller in there. Rising, it's 6:15. Let's go to Sunrise. Found the most perfect shell. Look at this. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything crazy this morning for sunrise, but it's still beautiful, and it's still beautiful out here, and feels so good that there's no one else here. This is amazing. I'm going to start off by reading my devotional. This book is so good. One of my best friends got this for me when I found out I was pregnant. The Seduction of Satisfaction. My God will meet all your needs according to his glorious riches in Jesus Christ. Philippians 4:19. Have you ever been tempted to make seemingly small compromises in the short term that had the potential to take you away from God's best in the long term? I know the struggle all too well, but I also know that those small compromises build up upon one another until they become a big pile of regret. Temptation of any kind is Satan's invitation to get our needs met outside of the will of God. One of the subtle ways he does this is to plant the hesitant thought in our mind that God will not meet our needs, that God is not enough. Satan wants us to feel alone and abandoned so that we turn to his offerings instead. It's a seduction of satisfaction. Often the script that plays in our head is like the one I mentioned in yesterday's devotion. I need blank so I can be satisfied. It's what sends the wife on a budget off on a spending spree. She feels the thrill of the sale in the moment, but as she's hiding the bags from her husband, shame creeps in. It's what pulls at the businesswoman to work harder and longer and refuse to build boundaries in her schedule. Always chasing that next accomplishment or that next compliment, but it's never enough. It's what sends me on many eating sprees. The kids were loud, the house was messy, the demands felt beyond my control. So with great justification, I'd indulge, only to have a bloated stomach and a deflated heart. This subtle message told to us by Satan can be exposed when we understand the difference between a need and a want. All of the examples above were wants, not needs. But oh, how Satan wants to make them one and the same. When the difference between these two words starts getting skewed, we start compromising, we start justifying, and it sets us up to start getting our needs met outside the will of God. The abyss of discontentment invites us in and threatens to darken and distort everything in our world. Listen, Satan is a liar. The more we fill ourselves with his distorted desires, the emptier we'll feel. That's true with each of the desires mentioned above. The more we overspend, overwork, or overeat, the emptier we feel. Remember, Satan wants to separate you from God's best plans. He wants to separate you from God's proper provision. He wants to separate you from God's peace. Satan's temptation drains life. God's provision sustains life. Satan's temptation in the short term will be heartache in the long term. God's provision in the short term will be blessings in the long term. Satan's temptation gratifies the flesh. God's provision satisfies the soul. Oh, sweet sister, we must consider these realities when making choices today. We're all just a few poor choices away from doing things we never thought we would, especially when our hearts are in a vulnerable place of longing for something that God hasn't yet provided. And the time to prevent destruction from temptation is before it ever starts. We're either holding fast to God's promise or being lured by a compromise. And isn't it interesting that the word promise is right there in the midst of the word compromise? God promises, I will meet all your needs according to the riches of my glory in Jesus Christ. Philippians 4:19. He is everything we need and so perfectly capable of filling in the gaps of our wants as well. We must let truth seep deep into the longings of our soul. Otherwise, lies are prone to creep into this place of our desire. Yes, we must trust God, embrace truth, live his promise. Dear Lord, help me focus only on your provision in my life today. I don't want to be separated from you, your best plans for me, or your peace. Help me to notice when the enemy is trying to entice me with false desires because they only lead to emptiness. In Jesus' name, amen. I love that there's no one here. That was a good one to have today. Definitely you can see how it's easy to turn to Satan when desire is not being met. When it feels like God isn't taking care of us and there's all these things to tempt us, like overspending, overworking, overeating. Those are all temptations that will not satisfy us. I'm so glad I brought this. I'm so nauseous. And I had some cereal before it came, but I only slept like maybe 4 hours, so that's probably why I'm so nauseous. Jonathan and I watched Toy Story 2, and then after that, Jonathan fell asleep in the middle of it. We didn't finish it. But then I stayed up for a while watching it and eventually turned it off, and I just could not sleep. My mind was honestly like racing, just thinking of all the what ifs. And last night, I really thought I was going into labor. Things were just feeling weird, and I had weird pains, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. The day before we leave, because we're leaving tomorrow to move, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go into labor right now. And then I had such bad heartburn. Finally at 1 a.m. I went out to my car and got the Tums that were in there. I should have done that sooner. Should have done that 2 nights ago, because the last 2 nights, well, I guess the last 3 nights, I've had really, really bad heartburn. So I felt much better after that. And then I went and then I prayed to God, and I was like, God, I give all my fears and anxieties to you. And then I felt a weight off my shoulder. Like everything was gone, and I didn't have to worry, and I felt so much better, because I do really have like 1,000 things to worry about. I feel like there's just so many steps ahead of me, and I don't know why I'm so stressed, because there were way more steps ahead of me, and I've already accomplished most of those steps. Like graduating college was a big one, and it just feels like I feel like there's a lot of things to do before the baby comes, and I have been scared that I'm gonna deliver early this whole time. It's my last day being 10 minutes from the beach. I think our new place is 15 or 20, but from this one I'm not sure how far it'll be. And this is my new favorite beach. And the water is stunning. showed Jonathan my beach sunrise and sunset spot, and he loves it. It's definitely more private than most of the other beaches. And it's a beautiful day, except he's trying to leave already. We've only been here like an hour and a half.
Sorry.
But that's just Jonathan. Being pregnant feels like being very heavy, so it feels so good to be in the water, feeling so light and actually able to stretch and move my body. I'm so happy because we're leaving the first place that we started at. We spent 2 weeks in this little place, but I'm really scared because I just opened the bottom drawer of this to make sure there's nothing in here, and there's a lizard. I'm scared to do it again, but I feel like I need to let him out if he's trapped in there. Maybe I'll just open it, see if he's still in there, and then let him out before we leave. And I'm like, have you been living with us the last 2 weeks? He's still in there. Okay, I'm just gonna leave the drawer open so that he can escape. I really hope he hasn't been in there the last 2 weeks with us. I'm gonna miss his little cutie backyard. So we just got to the new place that we're staying at. We're not in the main part of the house yet. We're in the in-law suite. So hopefully we're settling in just in case the baby comes, but hopefully he won't come until we're in the house because that would be a lot better. But this is a big upgrade from where the Airbnb we were in, so it feels really good to be here and like start settling in and actually unpacking instead of living out of our suitcases. We're about to go grocery shopping. There's a Publix 2 minutes away, but we'll probably go to Walmart right now. I'm so happy because there's a place called the Fresh Market within walking distance of our place. That is perfect. Bubbies and I can walk there together while Jonathan is working. That is so perfect. Finally sitting down. My feet, my body, everything's killing me. I don't know if this is normal or I'm just paranoid, but every feeling I have, I'm like, oh my gosh, my labor is starting. And today I have been contracting, but I don't know, like I've been cramping, but I don't know if it's just Braxton Hicks or if it is the start of labor. And every single feeling, I'm like, is this the start of labor? Hopefully not, because I'm only 35 and 4 today, so that would not be full-term baby. But I feel like every feeling, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going into labor. And I don't know if I'm just like extra paranoid or if that's normal, but hopefully it's just Braxton Hicks and not me going into labor. This adorable park and outlet to the bay is just a couple of minutes by walking away. This is so awesome. Definitely don't have the energy to go much further, but I just wanted to check out this spot. This is like a block away from where we're at, so I love this so much. This would be perfect to walk Bubbies. I'm really excited to walk him here. Hopefully I can remain mentally stable after birth by getting out and just doing as much as possible. Hopefully I'll have energy to do things like this because this is a beautiful walk, and with it being so close to us, I would be crazy not to come here and walk all the time. I don't know how far this walk goes on, but I don't have the energy to find out today. Officially to the uncomfortable part of pregnancy, where I feel heavy and huge, like I'm waddling. Although the whole pregnancy's been very uncomfortable for different reasons at each stage. And we are back to our place. Bible time and park. I just saw a dolphin right there. He just popped up like 5 feet from the shore. I've been seeing movements in the water and I was wondering, and honestly I kind of thought it was an alligator. I didn't know it was a dolphin. Oh, that is so precious. I hope I see him again. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, there he is. Oh. There he is. I just missed him. Okay, so right now I'm going through all of his clothes, and actually this is not even all of his clothes. This right here is the majority of his clothes. It should be mostly newborn, but I know that there's some like 3-month and 6-month mixed in. So I'm gonna go through and separate everything just so that we don't have to do that when he's here and have it mixed up with newborn stuff. So I've got my decaf coffee and I'm ready to tackle this. I think I'm gonna keep out everything that's newborn and then just put away like the 3-month and up stuff.
Here's a trick, yeah, I'll put it on here and only one will come out.
This is his little setup for now, temporary setup, because we don't know if he'll be born here or born when we're in the house. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm definitely feeling really sad and guilty that we can't give him what I want to give him, which would be like a nice big nursery for just him. And we actually have 2 beautiful bassinets, one from my family, one from Jonathan's family, that we wanted him in, but since we came in just our car, we could not bring it. So this is what we're doing instead. And I mean, I think it's going to be fine, especially in the beginning when he's sleeping right next to us and just, you know, wants to be right next to mommy and daddy. I think good that we came here, because if we stayed where we were, where the cost of living is a lot cheaper, yeah, we could have stayed in or we could have gotten another big place and he could have had his own nursery. But I think that we're going to be better parents here in an environment that we're happy and thriving in. So I keep trying to remind myself that it's okay that we don't have a big nursery for him, and that we'll give him lots of love and he'll be happy here. And hopefully we can get our own, hopefully like house by the time he's 1. I'm not sure, but for now this is a good setup. And when we do move in the main part of the house, we'll have more space and it'll be even better. We now have a Trader Joe's, Fresh Market, and Publix all within 2 minutes of us. So I'm really excited about that. I think all those places are probably places that Bubba and I can walk to together if we wanted. And then it looked like there was a yogurt place, smoothie place, maybe a stable type of places. We're just a few minutes from downtown, so they really have everything, which is nice.
It looks so real.
How does
so
it look
3D
so
from
3D?
back there. I thought it was about to move. And I was
Oh
like, what
my
is it?
gosh, how does it look so 3D on a midday stroll through downtown? I think that's a museum. I remember reading something about it. I came on a little sunset walk just because I wanted to see the water. I'm currently walking, trying to find a way to that cute pier that's by the park. I don't know if there's public access, but I'm gonna find out because it looks really cute. Yes, it looks like there is public access. Oh, I'm so happy. This is awesome. Okay, actually it does say private property, but are you serious? It's so cute. Came to Sunrise again today. I was not going to because I woke up so incredibly tired. But then I thought about it for a minute and I realized that tomorrow I'm 36 weeks, which means I am 8 days away from being full term. So I could really go into labor anytime. And when he gets here, I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to do this I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to do something like for myself like this. So I was like, I need to go. This is one of my last opportunities for a long time. So I'm here. I made it. I'm exhausted, but glad to be here. We're headed for a little beach evening, or according to Jonathan, a beach hour.
It's coming up to my baby.